Hello, children. Are you ready for some cutting up and kikiing? Are you ready for a gay old time? Well, I hope you are, because now it's time for Hey Qween with your host, Jonny McGovern.
Hey Qween, come on and spill the tea. Hey Qween, it's just a good old-fashioned kiki. Hey Qween, we're cutting up with Jonny. Hey, 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 hey Qween.
Hello, my wacky wig worshippers, and welcome to another wet and wild episode of Qween with me, your host, Blobbity Blue McBlobberson. Today's show is going to be wondrous. Our guest is a gay guru. He's hot. He's sexy. He's a YouTube sensation. Let me hear y'all moan for the hunkiness that is Davey Wavey. Yeah. Cute as a button. But before he waltzes on out here, there's another YouTube sensation I want you to peek at. She's my shady lady, and like a hooker with a culinary degree, she's bitching in the kitchen and can spread in the bed. It's Miss Lady Red Couture.
Lord have mercy, you and these intros.
Spread in the bed is right.
Oh my God, like Nutella.
So creamy. Did you dress sexy today to try to upstage our sexy guest, Mr. Davey Wavey?
I mean, a little bit. I try to fit in, you know what I mean? And if he gonna come and be gorgeous, why I can't be gorgeous too?
That's
a
right.
A little leg, a little titty.
Uh-huh.
You know, sometimes it saves the city.
Yeah, you know what it does. You're a superhero.
Yes.
The leg
Pow!
and titties save the city. Ooh, Lady Red.
That's my superpower.
You should just spread them.
Russ, snakes on the plane. There you go.
I love that you are rejecting the concept of pants. You know, my name is Lady Red, and I want to let you know I'm taking a stand against pants.
I mean, I love a little booty short. I really do, and it keeps everything together. And, you know, then it's not up the crotch and around the corner, you know what I mean? Like, you know, a little illusion.
Oh.
A little. And then the rest is just all, you know, real.
It is what it is.
It's kind of real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you get a little closer,
Yes.
there are snakes on the plane.
Yes. I like to look like a dancer, though. You know,
You
like
do.
I could give a 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't, but I would like to look like that.
You know what you can do, for sure,
What's that?
is shimmy those shoulders.
Okay.
Ooh, look at that fringe.
Oh.
Oh, this is getting good. This show is already sexy, and we haven't even had Davey Wavey out here. Well, honey, it's going to be a great show. I'm glad you brought your legs and put them out.
All of that.
Well, it's going to be a great show. We have the one and only Davey Wavey in the house today.
Yay!
And we'll be with him right after this very gay break. We are back. Honey, our guest today has not only racked up bazillions of views on YouTube, but now he's on a mission to enhance your experience with sex. Sounds good. Please welcome our guest, the one and only Davey Wavey. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, Qween.
What's going on, girl?
I mean, I'm sorry, I was looking for Davey Wavey. I have never seen you wear this many clothes in my life,
Well,
Davey.
this is just for you. I find people don't take me seriously unless I put a t-shirt on, so.
Great, well, I will
And this
take
is
you
very
100%
serious, right?
serious.
Yeah,
Oh,
oh,
this
yeah.
show, look at the colors.
Exactly.
Can't you tell how serious it
Yeah,
is
I
from
feel like
that?
I'm on Ellen.
Lady Red, look at this little chicken nugget we got on the couch today.
Speaking of chicken nuggets, he looks nice and tasty.
Yes, Davey, watch out. This is like that scene from Coming to America where he's like, I'm going to eat you up. Well, welcome, honey.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's so nice to actually finally meet you. You've been in my eyeballs for so many years. Finally get you in person.
Yeah, doing the YouTube for almost 13 years. Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
Yeah.
It's so many millions of views, and you must go everywhere and have people feel like they know you because you've really lived your life publicly for that whole time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about YouTube versus like TV or like being in a movie. Like, people are inviting you into their house. They're watching you on their phone, like under their sheets at night. And so it's this very personal relationship. And so when people see me, they like ask about my like dog, or they ask about really personal things because they know you.
Yeah.
And there's an authenticity that happens. So it's fun, but it's a little scary.
And do they recognize you with your shirt on?
No. The tits have to be out.
When
Yeah.
the tits are out,
Yeah.
you're like, watch
This is
out,
me in
here it
disguise.
comes.
yeah, no one knows. Oh, I recognize that nipple.
Right there's that titty. So you're known, of course, for all your YouTube videos,
Right.
but the last couple of years, you've really taken on a big new venture with Himeros TV.
Yeah.
Tell me all about it.
Well, girl, I'm 36 years old. And
Uh-huh.
when I started making YouTube stuff, it was in my early 20s, and it was about coming out, and that was what was fun for me in my early 20s. But I think for it to be interesting for me and for my audience, there needs to be an evolution. And now that I'm in my 30s, what's interesting for me is sex and sexuality. And I think that there's a really cool opportunity to do what I do on YouTube, which is take a good message and then package it in something that's funny or that's sexy or the tits are out.
Right.
But to do that with sex, to package a message that helps people learn about connection and intimacy and pleasure, package that in a way that people want to watch. So 2 years ago, I launched a website called Himeros.tv. And we say it's kind of like porn, but better. It's like the next evolution in erotic content. So for people that are used to watching porn, it has the naked bodies, the bumping and the grinding, but we create it with sex experts and different coaches so that the videos actually embody things that can help you have better sex at home. So
Yeah, you've had some pretty intense videos.
Yes.
One of our Hey Qween lap dancer, Max Adonis, did a video with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Where he had a whole emotional process through touch. I mean, tell me about the process of from the idea to doing it, and what do you say to these guys that are used to regular porn shoots that they're about to embark on?
Yeah, so it's fun working with guys like Max. He's really like eager to get vulnerable and really open up.
Yes, he does open up.
Literally and figuratively. But when you do porn, I don't think when people realize when they're watching porn how much of it is fake. Maybe people do, but like everything from the boners, like people take pills and injections to keep their dick hard. They're filming it for 4 hours. They're stopping. They're starting. We want to do something that's a lot more authentic. When you have someone that is a seasoned performer, it's kind of difficult to get them to switch gears. So we do a whole workshop. And so we'll go to Joshua Tree for 4 days, and we'll have a tantric coach, and we'll get people really in touch with, turning inward and connecting to the content that we're creating, and to each other. And it's a lot more organic when we film. And sometimes the dicks don't get hard. We're not using drugs. And what's funny is that seems to be you can film a fake incest scene, whatever, no one cares. But if there's a soft dick,
Right.
forget it.
Lady Red, cancel everything. Soft dicks are around.
It's the only taboo thing in porn. Oh.
Right.
And the thing is, that's what happens in real life, and we watch porn after porn of these rock hard dicks and think that that's what every guy is supposed to have in every sexual experience, but that's not life.
Right.
So,
And do you have any of these guys being like, no, I know what I'm doing. This is how I do it.
For sure.
Yes.
Yes, it happens.
It's a little bit of a thing.
and we really try to interview people beforehand. Look, this is going to be. It's easy to play a character and on a porn set, but it's a lot harder to be yourself, and that's what we're asking you to do. This isn't for everyone. And we have a lot of conversations around it, a big interview process, but sometimes people still say yes to it and think that they're going to be great, and then they show up and they can't do it. So
Right.
yeah, so in that case, they go home, and we don't want them to do something that they're not ready to do. That's
Right.
not going to be fun to film, and it
No.
sure as hell is not going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me about the process of going from, because I mean, your YouTube career was big. It's still huge, hundreds of thousands of views every time you put up a video. And if it's named something sexy,
Right.
millions of views. Then what was the moment where you decided to move into adult content, and what was the process of getting that started?
Yeah, well, it was a long process, and it was a long and hard process, no pun intended. Because there's a lot of, I think naively, I was like, all right, this is a website that I want to do. This idea is in the back of my mind. Let's make this a reality. But if you're showing nudity on screen, there's a lot of legal things that have to happen, which are really boring and take a long time. So that framework had to be in place, and then to build the infrastructure. But for me, the transition in terms of the content, it felt very natural. Like, I want to make videos about the things that I'm passionate about. And what's passionate, in my life right now, like the things that I'm really interested in are sex. And I get a lot of emails and messages, especially from people that don't feel represented in porn, because we do film with guys like Max that are, in their 20s, they have six-pack abs, a big dick, whatever. But like, that's also, that's 1% of the gay community. And we also film content with people that don't look like Max. One of our most popular videos is a quadriplegic who's in a wheelchair, and he wrote a message in saying he wanted to be on camera.
Wow.
So, we chatted, and he said he had a neck injury when he was 18 doing cheerleading. And people used to look at him all the time, and he would, turn heads walking down the street. But now that he's in a wheelchair, he's like, people don't even look at me, let alone look at me with desire in their eyes. He's like, I want to be seen. I want to be seen as sexy. So we talked about what that scene would look like for him if we filmed something. And we hired a disability sex advocate, which is a career.
Wow.
And we put together, he said, find the biggest dick that you can find and have me face fucked by it.
Wow.
So that's what we did. We found.
Now, when you were like, okay, I'm a popular YouTube star, and you were traveling around the world, I mean, you really had it good. How did you approach people to fund this operation, or because it's not a cheap thing? Or are you funding yourself?
Yeah, I'm funding it myself. Yeah,
Wow.
and it's great that I've had both the career on YouTube and the audience that I can bring to the table. Because when we started 2 years ago, when I launched the site, the videos were like 2 and 3 minutes long. Like, they were really short. They weren't as explicit as they are now. But my audience really stuck with me and was like, look, we believe in your mission, awesome, but you need to do that in a format that we actually want to watch.
Right.
So now I think 2 years in, we've really kind of found our rhythm, and because it's not men.com or SeanCody.com, our audience is also willing to stick with us when we take a risk. We can, another popular video we have is with an 84-year-old man.
Right.
Right. Like,
that's what I like about what you're doing is, I listen to your podcast, the Himeros podcast, mostly because I love hearing gay guys just chat about sex and talk dirty.
Yeah.
But you really talk about a lot of interesting things in the process of making those, and doing things with a wide range of ages of gay men is, something that should be represented. Tell me more about that.
yeah, I mean, we had an email from a guy recently who was also, I think, in his 80s, and he said he had just come out of the closet. He had never had sex with a man, and he said someday he hopes to be fuckable.
Wow.
And we were all like, girl, you already are. Like, that's why we're doing this. We want everyone to know that it's not about being a certain size, a certain age, having muscles, a big dick, whatever. You are fuckable because it's your birthright. And you can imagine this 80-something-year-old logging on to, not to fry Sean Cody, but like logging on. He's not going to see anyone that looks like himself.
Right, yes.
And he's going to see a bunch of straight boys bumping their bodies together. And he's going to think, oh, well, this isn't available for me. And when we're doing a site that's especially about sexual ecstasy and we want it to be accessible, we need to have models that look like our audience. And that means a more diverse spectrum of people. And some of the other studios have kind of pushed back on that and said, well, like, if we put a person of color, if we put a larger person, if we put an older person in video, no one watches it. And when I look at their content, it's kind of like, well, actually, you don't. You're kind of making an assumption there. And how can people want what they don't see? And so we've really kind of made it a priority to put a really wide spectrum of humanity in our videos. And, it's fucking hot.
Right, and I bet you're getting a great response from people feeling seen.
Yeah. And and what the crazy thing is, like, a lot of these older guys that are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, some of them have 30 or 40 years of sexual experience. And when you film them, you see that come out, and they just, like, they're so ecstatic, they're so embodied, it's so fucking hot. And then in contrast, you look at the 20-year-old porn stars that we hire, and they're shyer and they're more reserved and they're not moaning and groaning. And it's like, it's just funny that we've decided that 20-year-olds need to embody our sex versus the people who have been doing this for fucking decades.
Right.
Like, come on.
Experience counts, Lady Red. Yes, it does.
At all times.
Hey Queens, thanks for watching. For part 2 of this interview, click here. For more Hey Queen fabulousness, click here. And of course, don't forget to subscribe.